Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for July 29th, 2025. We've got an all Nocturne Kingdom today. Much sad. Let's see if somehow this one turns out to be okay. So, Druid, Boons, Flames Gift, Forest Gift, Winds Gift. There are definitely times when you would get Druid for Flames Gift. This is not one of them. Other than that, does not look too hot. I guess as a way of discarding Faithful Hound, there could be something to that. But a lot of night cards on this board. A lot of night cards. So trashing wise, yeah, Druid is an option, and then there's Exorcist and Monastery. You can also use Crypt for a form of treasure thinning. And then plus actions, we've got Ghost Town and Conclave. Draw, there's Crypt is also kind of draw. The Spirits are draw. Faithful Hound is draw, although it's not draw if you combine it with Conclave. It's draw if you combine it with Ghost Town. And then like the Druid discarding Faithful Hound thing isn't really like you can't, it's kind of sort of like draw, where it's like, okay, you're drawing two cards and then you're discarding two cards, which you then set aside and put into your hand at the start of your next turn. So assuming you can keep that consistent, you can kind of use it as draw, but it's also not really any better than just playing a Faithful Hound from that perspective. Meh. And then gains, we've got Druid has plus buy, Sacred Grove has plus buy. I suppose you could consider Exorcist to be gains. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, to me, this looks like a pretty... Well, I think this is actually, in terms of being able to build a deck, I think this is actually above average for an all Nocturne Kingdom. Ghost Town and Conclave, between the two of them, give us like a pretty good amount of actions. And then you've got some non-terminal draw with the Spirits, which in conjunction with some Faithful Hounds means that you're going to get, like, you can actually draw a decent amount. Maybe if you can also throw a Ghost in at some point, that helps. And then, like, there is plus buy, so like there's some payload to be had. So yeah. So I think we definitely want to open with an Exorcist and get Wisps into the deck. Wisps are going to be able to draw Imps and Faithful Hounds. I guess that, again, is an argument in favor of this Druid, is that Wisps can also draw them. I still don't really think too much of it, but it's... if you can, like, activate a Wisp drawing a Faithful Hound and then play the Faithful Hound with Conclave, that is net draw. I mean, it's net draw because of the Wisp, but still. Anyway. Oh yeah, what do we want to get on 3 here? If it was a 4-3, I'd be considering Exorcist Ghost Town. Just trigger the shuffle, guarantee that the Exorcist doesn't bottom deck. But we do not have a 4-3, we have a 3-4. Could just take a Silver, of course. Could also take a Faithful Hound. Faithful Hound makes it a lot less likely the Exorcist bottom decks. Yeah, I think I like that. Bot does go for the turn 1 Ghost Town. Alright, now... Well, this is an unfortunate situation because if we see our Faithful Hound next turn, we draw to the end of our deck, we see the Exorcist. But if we don't, maybe we bottom deck them both or something. I mean, the odds are we will see the Exorcist one way or another, because if we bottom deck the Faithful Hound, then there's only a 1 in 6 chance that we also bottom deck the Exorcist. Still, we could get a Ghost Town to try to make sure we see the Exorcist. I mean, it does make sure we see it, essentially, but at the cost of potentially triggering a shuffle with the Faithful Hound, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is a short shuffle. The alternative is either to take a silver or possibly a monastery. Like, Exorcist, of course, is not the best copper trasher. So we either slowly trash copper, or we get a crypt, or we get a monastery. Exorcist trashing estates can help monastery trash copper because it is an extra gain. But otherwise, I will say I don't anticipate monastery trashing copper particularly quickly here. So that's a downside to monastery. Monastery can be turned into a wisp eventually, which is nice. The other nice thing about getting Ghost Town is we potentially have 5. And I definitely wouldn't mind getting either a Sacred Grove or an early Crypt. Could be a nice accelerator. I think I will go for the Ghost Town. It is, of course, also possible that we just bottom deck our Faithful Hound here. Nope. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and play it then. Alright, do we want the early Crypt? The thing is about that is we don't have a ton of draw to, like, put a bunch of stuff under it. We also don't have a bunch of money. Like, if we do put a bunch of stuff under it, we're gonna not have much payload in the deck. I think I prefer the Sacred Grove. This is unfortunate. We got 2 terminals down there. Would have been really nice to play a Ghost Town either by buying one or by having the one that we already have in hand, but no such luck. We could take a Druid here. Also take a Monastery or the Faithful Hound. Any of these I think would be reasonable. Druid, the Druid Faithful Hound thing is a thing, as I've mentioned. We do have a Sacred Grove that's going to make Monastery look a little bit better if we don't want to do the Crypt thing. And then just taking another Faithful Hound, like we anticipate getting more plus actions. Druid can also trash copper in a pinch. Yeah, I really don't have a strong lean here. We're not going to trigger a shuffle, so like adding another terminal is not a problem from that perspective right now. I actually leaning towards the druid option. One thing I should do though, ask. Okay, that's what I want. See if this works out terribly, but Faithful Hound, or sorry, not Faithful Hound, Sacred Grove on top. Nope, real sense in drawing that. I think we just take another Ghost Town. We could take a Conclave, but I think Ghost Town looks better here. Okay, I think we go Sacred Grove first, see what boon we get. Now, this could be the turn. We wanted to pick up a crypt. We could just take Wind's Gift. Maybe we can line Estate up with Exorcist. Maybe we get to discard Faithful Hound. Yeah. Okay, well, not too bad. Yeah, let's take the Crypt. Oh. Oh! Oh no, wait, this is fine. That's not a terminal. Well, the part where Sacred Grove is down there maybe isn't ideal, but yeah. Okay. Let's set aside 6 coppers on this crypt if we're willing to ditch one of Ghost Town Exorcist. I think we probably should be. I think it's Exorcist. So now we're probably going to need some more payload. More plus actions would also be useful. So I'm thinking Conclave, another Faithful Hound. Ugh, they are really taking all the ghost towns. That's obnoxious. I would like some of those. The druid is down there. Ooh, Swamp's Gift. Leaving the druid on top doesn't accomplish very much if we don't set the Faithful Hounds aside. But discarding one Faithful Hound versus getting another coin? We have... I think we want, like, Ghost Town Sacred Grove here, so I think we're going to take the coin. Yeah. I'd forgotten about how aggressive the bot is about taking ghost towns even if they're not actually using the plus actions. It's pretty annoying. It's like, I would like some plus actions, you know, but I don't want to just get ghost towns just to have them. Yeah, like, do you really need 3 ghost towns there? Like, come on. Right. Oh, I keep forgetting Sacred Grove can't actually get Wind's Gift. Well, Sky's Gift. Ooh. Yeah. Does this make sense? What do we have down there? Maybe we just do this. So I think we have a ghost town down there. I want to do the and the Sacred Grove, right? Okay. This doesn't actually matter if we wanted to play the Wisp. Like if we wanted to guarantee the Wisp draw, we can discard the copper. But we can also just... Well, I guess if we want to take... Yeah, okay, let's... We might want to take the Forest Gift. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do that or whether I want to... I could just win... We just Wind's Gift with the Druid. Discarding Faithful Hound Wisp. 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. We get the last ghost town. And... What? Another Conclave would leave us with 7. We I guess we could start provincing. I kind of want to get more stuff to exercise. I guess it could just exercise the gold into a ghost. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Another thing we could do is kill the Faithful Hound into another Wisp. Alright, let's take Forest Gift, I think. We can also, of course, just trash a copper. Town Conclave, 7, maybe one more Sacred Grove. That would be 12. The gold is a nice card to have in the deck. But I don't know what else we'd be turning into a ghost if we wanted to do that, which I kind of do. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that. Enclave. Ghost Town. Why isn't it asking me if I want to exchange? I could just buy a changeling. Is there not like a... Those are not the only... Yeah, DGG has better options for this. Moon's Gift. Earth's Gift. Well, it wouldn't hurt to have one more Conclave. I guess we're Winds Gifting. Ooh. I don't want to go without my Ghost Towns. Guess I'm gonna discard this Wisp because I'm not at all confident. I mean, we do have a couple of Faithful Hounds down there, but I don't really believe I'm gonna draw all the way back around. Dang it. Alright. Let's go ahead and trash a copper here, and... I wouldn't mind turning a Conclave into an Imp. I'm thinking about getting another Conclave, and then just like 3 of these things. Hound Druid, maybe. This is getting the piles pretty low. The bot hasn't trashed at all, I just realized. I think I take that. That's something I can... Oh, maybe we exchange it for a Changeling. That could help us pile out if things go well. Oh, wow. I'm gonna keep it as a gold, though. Alright. Seize Gift, nice. Ah. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, oops! I didn't even register that that was happening. Like, for some reason, I thought it said the Conclave was active, but it wasn't. Okay, my bad. Well, we gotta take a province at this point. Piles are low, and yeah. But hopefully the Ghost turn will be good. I get a duchy, alright. Ah, come on! Go ahead and Conclave the Faithful Hound, I think. There we go. Possible we should be discarding the Exorcist here. Like, what does a win look like? We're down by 6. Probably looks like we don't win. so whatever. I don't really want that. At this point, I guess we'll take another changeling. It would be nice to set aside Faithful Hounds, but we have a lot of actions left. I'm just gonna play this one. And this one. Oh. Would have been nice to see some of these conclaves before we played Druid. Well, okay, we can double province. I want to turn a conclave into an imp. Double province and also pick up something. We get to pick up a Faithful Hound and a conclave. That'd be pretty bold. Oh, we didn't find another ghost town. Ugh. Well, that's obnoxious. Well, crap. Alright, maybe we shouldn't lower piles then. And should discard the conclave and exercise the changeling instead. Just because I'm worried about next turn being bad. I don't know if we want anything with this, to be honest. Like, any of the stuff we would want lowers piles in a way where, like I said, I'm worried about the next turn being bad, and then... Our crypt is almost out. So, not very thin at this point either. I'm just gonna not put anything else into the deck. Blech. Hound's Gift, sure. Wow, no Faithful Hounds. That's pretty unfortunate. We got one Ghost Town in play, so we can set up a Wisp if we leave both Druids on top, which I'm not super keen to do, but I guess that's fine. Bot has no fear. maybe we should Wind's Gift and try to find Conclave before we play Sacred Grove. Okay. Do we want to discard Faithful Hound? What I really want to do is find my Ghost. Maybe we should discard the Exorcist at this point. Probably. I guess we do it this way. Huh. Well, okay then. We did find the Ghost. That's good. What we don't have is quite enough for Province Duchy. I think the bot's ability to double Province is pretty poor. So I think taking a province should be fine. It's just a question of, do we want to play this Faithful Hound or discard it? We do have kind of a lot of actions left in our deck. It would be nice to Ghost a Sacred Grove. I think I'm going to do this. No, it means we can't get Duchy. Maybe we just take a couple of estates. And to make this coming turn our last turn. Yeah. Not ideal, but not bad. You do the same thing. It's unlikely to be helpful. Okay. Let's go Wisp. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're not quite double Province. Oh, we can't Conclave Faithful Hound. Oh, shit. Or Sacred Grove. Ooh. We top decked another Conclave. Oh, God. Where are those Druids when we need them? I mean, really, we needed to have a Conclave before we... Well, I mean, this is the problem with Conclave Imp. But if we could have Conclaved the Imp, that would have been helpful. I mean, if we Province Duchy here, realistically, should be winning. The problem is, to ensure that we do that, let's look at what the boons are right now. Rivers, Gift, okay. Yeah, I didn't think Fields was available. Is there even anything, like, if we could Conclave into a Druid, we might be able to hit double Province. But we know we have a Conclave on top. If we just play Conclave and Sacred Grove, we will hit Province Duchy. will be up by more than province duchy because of the estate differential. It's probably what we go for. We do give them River's Gift, so they do draw another card. They've got to get province double duchy or province duchy double estate, which is more than they've like ever gotten in this game. It's too bad this changeling, I didn't take the silver instead of this changeling. I mean, it would only still only get me to 15, but... yeah, I think we just... do that. We ought to turn this changeling in because it isn't useful. But into what? I guess another Sacred Grove. Okay. Yeah, typically gross Nocturne Kingdom, not maybe not even typically gross, less than typically, but still gross Nocturne Kingdom. Yeah, maybe we should have gotten one more crypt to stow coppers again. We did have a lot of wisps though, like 5. Yeah. Would have been nice to get another ghost. Nice to have more ghost towns, but the bot had 6 ghost towns, and then like, I mean, it did have a decent number of faithful hounds, I guess, but it's so annoying. It just like goes after those with no regard to like the long term. It's just like, oh, it's going to draw me a card next turn. That's all I care about. Which, I mean, there is obviously some relevance to that, but the bot takes it too far for sure, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, more ghosts, more imps would have been nice, although you do run into this thing, as I already alluded to, with Conclave and Imp, where they can't both play the same unique action. So like the more of one of them you have, like the less effective the other one is, and vice versa. Which is, you know, annoying. I think was like never using the Faithful Hound set aside thing. It's just like so hard to turn down like the draw this turn to set aside the Faithful Hounds for next turn. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's probably more / better things to be done with Exorcist and Crypt to make this deck work better, but it still feels like the upside is pretty limited. And I really would have liked to be able to like build to a point where I could. I mean, I did have the 1 double province turn, I guess. Would have been liked to been able to build to a point where it was more consistent, but that's probably just not happening on this board. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.